and we honor you, Holly Mack 79. Welcome back to the Captain's Quadrant. We also honor our other patron. Many thanks to you, Denise, for becoming our
Thank you,
tier
D
one
Nice.
viewer, sir. Yes, thank you, D Nice. Welcome back to the Captain's Quadrant. I'm Joe Dove, joined by, as always, with my co-host Jason Roy Gaston. And this week we are, well, Wes makes it a threesome. We have Wes with us from Twin Cities.
Are you even hearing yourself right now?
Are you even hearing yourself right now? Oh boy, we went back into the deep, into probably one of the most beloved episodes of all of Star Trek. So I'm going to say, and I'm going to venture and just do this because I don't think this is an agony booth. None of us can go back with sordid eyes and see this. This is ecstasy, baby. Look at all this light, this color, this joy.
Oh, yes.
We are in ecstasy.
Bring it on.
Yes, the ecstasy booth. We had a lot of fun going back. All right, let us hop it off right into the right spots with
here we go.
synopsis.
It's my time to shine.
You
in a desperate last stand, Jean-Luc Picard and generations of crews, both old and new, fight together to save the galaxy from the greatest threat they've ever faced. The Borg. It's the Borg. It's always the Borg. It's always the Borg. Never anything different. It's always the Borg.
Yeah.
I was so disappointed it was going to be the Borg. We all knew it was going to be the Borg.
Yeah.
We knew it. We knew it was going to be the Borg. I was hoping it wouldn't be. You knew me. I was hoping it was going to be the butt bugs, but whenever it turned out to be the Borg, I'm just like, well, okay.
I mean, there are worse things. It could have been like, terrible.
Who's behind the red door? We look for things to make us go.
Yeah, it's the package. Oh, who knew they were behind it?
It's Captain Janeway.
Oh my goodness. All right, before we continue, let's say hi to everybody. We're going to say hi to Holly Mac 79, our amazing patron.
Salute you.
We salute you. So good to see you. And Joyce, hello, evening, Holly. And hello. Back. It is that time. Oh, my mom is somewhere. Yay. Oh, my mom's actually here. Hello. Yay. Johnny's and Holly Mac. All right, good to see you, Ma. Glad you're doing well. And My Figure Universe has a dig. He says, when I said the most beloved episode in all Star Trek, he goes, most beloved, the Inner Light. No, that thing is boring.
I hope we get that one day because you deserve to be just dragged for your completely wrong opinion.
I don't want to see Jean-Luc playing with his flute for for an hour.
He doesn't play with his flute for an hour.
He's playing with
the most juvenile thing I've ever heard in my life. That's like saying, yeah, I went and saw Titanic, and I didn't want to watch Leonardo DiCaprio draw for 3 hours. That's not what he did.
I never said the Titanic was him drawing for 3 hours.
That is the same thing.
The Titanic to me is a very cute love story with the ship breaking in half and everybody freaking out. I thought it was pretty epic.
It's a love story with a little bit of promised nudity to keep the men occupied and interested until the boat starts sinking and everybody starts dying.
Yeah. Billy Zane's in it.
Yes.
I hope you two are happy together. This episode is a pure gift from our friend Talking Tubi, who joined us this week to talk about the Strange New Worlds teaser trailer that just dropped. I just want to go out on the record and wants to say again, he's not Trelane. Okay, so let us hop into.
I look forward to proving you wrong.
We'll see. It'll be interesting if he's not Trelane.
He's going to be an amazing Trelane.
Oh, he would be an amazing Trelane, but it would be very funny if he's not Trelane. It would be
funny.
Cool
if he was Q.
It would be funnier because he's doing the thing. Yeah, so it would be funnier if he was Q, but I hope he's not Q either. Anyway, let us hop into our first segment. All right.
You know, Patrick Stewart does this home remedy where he dips his testicles in glitter. It's pretty nuts.
Oh, wow.
Wow, you went there already.
Sorry, you know me. Whenever it comes to jokes, I have to go after the low hangers.
Oh, wow. Boom, boom, boom. Pretty nuts, low hangers. Oh, my goodness.
Sorry, I was just having a ball.
Oh my goodness. All right, we're gonna start with Jason. If you can get all the nut puns going.
Give me a minute, I'll have them all out.
Well, what WTF did we just watch?
We watched, as Talking Tubi put it, a gift. It was an absolute gift.
Yeah.
As a fan of Star Trek: The Next Generation, I could not have been more disappointed with how Star Trek Nemesis ended. Because, I mean, it left the franchise just like it left the Enterprise. Bruised, broken, snapped in half, and just sitting in a space dock, just waiting. And for the longest time, we thought that that was going to be the last we ever saw of these people. And that this group of people I honestly don't think I realized how much this crew meant to me.
Yeah.
Until they were all at that conference table again and the entire crew was assembled. And I was just like, oh my God, this is better than watching the Avengers come together. These are my friends. These are like de facto family for me. This is my television family.
Yeah.
And so to see my television family come back and go on one more adventure and end their careers, which I'm assuming, maybe they'll pop up again, maybe they won't. If they don't pop up again, I think that the third season of Picard is the perfect coda to their careers, the perfect coda to those characters, and I could not be happier. Plus, it just seemed like this entire season. I know we're only supposed to be talking about this one episode, but this episode is the capper to the whole season. This whole season just like righted so many wrongs. It brought Data back and allowed him to continue his journey. It brought the Enterprise, the big D. It gave us the big D.
Hanging pretty nuts, big D. What is going on?
It gave us the big D and made us like it. And
we always like the big.
And of course, it brought Picard full circle, because whenever we first met him, I don't believe in having children on the ship because I don't like little girls and boys. They make me all icky poop. Blech. And now we see him as the father that he never knew he was always destined to be. I will go on to say that Gates McFadden, Michael Dorn, Patrick Stewart, Jonathan Frakes, all the crew, I think they give some of the best performances of their Next Generation careers in this episode.
I agree.
And it's quite extraordinary what this episode is, because this episode is just sending our friends off into the sunset on the high note that they deserved 30 years ago and didn't get. Yeah. There's a couple of things I wish they would have done differently.
Well, that's another segment.
But that is another segment. I know. That's what I was going to say.
All
now
right.
I'm mad. Wes,
no, don't be mad.
Your turn.
Yes. Hey, wait. That's my line. All right, go ahead.
Oh, really? How does it feel to have somebody speak for you?
Oh, nuts. All right, go ahead, Wes.
I agree with Jason on most of everything he said regarding, this is definitely the whole season of Picard definitely is what Nemesis should have been. Definitely, it felt like this was definitely the Next Generation version of Star Trek 6. Definitely felt that way all the way through and through. And, I was hoping for an appearance of the E too, but I'm happy with the D. So with the Enterprise E. I mean, it was a throwaway joke, but that was not my fault. What was his fault? What was his fault? And I thought that was going to be answered in this past season of Lower Deck. Maybe he was the problem. Maybe he was with all the quantum fissures and whatnot in Lower Deck. And I thought, maybe the Enterprise.
Yeah, we have an answer to what happened to the ER.
Yeah, we do. We do have an answer.
Yeah. It was
in Prodigy.
It got blown up in Prodigy. Yeah.
Or to do damage.
I could just see Worf sitting there at the captain's chair. Oh yes, I've been in command of this ship for one whole day, and we got to go stop children. Oh, this will be easy. Wham, wham, wham. Ah, crap. This is not my fault. F them kids. I'm glad I never had children.
But Dad! Who's that?
Why don't you ever hug me? That is not the Klingon way.
Yes.
I thought that this was probably the perfect goodbye. If we, as you both said, never get to see these guys again, in any future Trek projects, I think they kind of did put the bow on the entire series properly. They got their proper Star Trek 6 send off, and we always thank Terry Matalas for doing just desserts to our favorite crew. I put up a video in our greatest captains speeches. When Geordi was talking about analog and everybody was flipping out over analog, and ended up causing us to get hundreds of thousands of hellos and gripes about analog. But if you were here from that, please comment below. I also thought, yeah, sure, the Borg are back again, and it's kind of played out. But then again, it's like, well, they never really finished the Borg, because when they went back in time and killed the Borg queen, they didn't stop the Borg. They had the Borg in Antarctica. So then somehow we got Enterprise to handle the Borg for a little bit, and then Voyager spent most of their time out in the Delta Quadrant dealing with the Borg, and they kind of put a hurt on the Borg, but they didn't land it the killing blow. And Picard and crew, and Jack especially, gave it that killing blow and kind of wiped out the rest of the Borg, except for the Jurati Borg, which are around there doing something. I don't know what, but they're chilling,
looking at that big hole in space, going, "That's a hole, all right." Hey, I hear Cerritos has a better hole. They have a better hole. I don't think they do. Have you seen that hole?
This hole is
yeah. They got a T'Pol out of their hole. Out of their hole. All we got was a Travis Mayweather.
Oh boy.
So I think that there's just so much that's going on in this episode that I thought just kind of wrapped up really nicely. And I also had a few things that I wondered, well, why did they do that? Did you get that segue? Why did they do that? I said the thing. I said that anyway. All right, Wes, why did they do that? Why would they finally give the just desserts to the TNG crew?
I think it's just because a lot of people felt really burned by Nemesis. I think that's pretty much what it's like. I remember watching Nemesis when I first saw it back in 2002. I was like 11, 12 years old when Nemesis came out, but I was like, oh, this is ridiculous. Why? Oh, this is not the standoff I had watching this crew growing up. No way. So I think they did that. I think they did this season to say okay, let's redeem this crew because they left us such a bad taste 21 years ago. So.
All right, short and sweet. Jason,
why would you call me short and sweet?
No.
Oh, okay.
Wes's. Yeah.
I mean, I am kind of sweet, but I'm not short.
No, definitely.
I'm gonna build off of what Wes said. It's not just building off of the disappointment that was Star Trek Nemesis. It is course correcting the pitiful first two seasons of Star Trek Picard. Because for 2 years, basically this show was saying, hey, let's make a show about Jean-Luc Picard and give the fans exactly none of what they want. What's that? You want the crew back together? No. You want to know what happened to the Enterprise? No. No. 1,000 times no. And then Terry Matalas just kicks down the door and operatically says, yes! And the rest is history.
Okay. I think that it's a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. I think that they realized that they could do better for a proper send-off to this one of the greatest television shows of our era. And I also think that Terry said, hey, I've been doing this stuff in the background. Let me get the ball. Give me the tag. let me run with it. And they did. And whatever. Nobody's going
it's
to
not
watch
like
it.
he could do any worse.
Yeah, exactly. And I think he said, I will go ahead and redeem this whole thing. And he did. Now, are there elements from the other 2 seasons that did find their way into season 3? Yes. Raffi's story got a very nice atta girl. You did it. You've got her whole situation with her son and her grandchild kind of just pleasantly wrapped in a bow that was so sweet that it made me happy. Space Legacies, Legolas died, I'm sure. On the, you still don't think he died?
No, Metallis says he didn't die.
Metallis said he didn't die. If Metallis said he didn't die, he didn't die. But he's on one of the ships in Starfleet. Hopefully, we run into him again.
He probably got assimilated, and now he's sitting there going, "That was weird."
I don't like the way my skin felt under my skin. And I really believe that, of course, we settled issues that were brought up in the first 2 seasons of Picard, especially with Riker and Deanna regarding the loss of their child, the sickness of the other child, Data being dead, then Data not being dead, and then Data's long lost relative from his dad popping up and then making more Data. Yeah, that got resolved too.
Data was dead, but he got better.
He got better. Oh, I got better. I think I'll go for a walk. I feel
I feel happy.
Oh, come on. Yeah, so Data, we got that whole story. We got a crazy Data, apparently. He's kind of a little off his meds, so to speak, and is just kind of dealing with the entire lifestyle of living as a human and assimilating into that life, so to speak. And I thought that this is just the perfect ending, and that's why they did it. They wanted what they couldn't get, and that is perfection. All right, so
not
I'm not
perfection, but pretty close.
All right, so instead of redeeming features, let's say what would have made this perfect? I'm gonna start with you because you're chomping at the bit. So what would have made this perfect, Jason Roy Gaston?
I'm not going to bring up something that has not been brought up a million times before. It is the big starship shaped elephant in the room, and that is they should not have rechristened the Titan as the Enterprise.
Oh,
and I say this, I love the Titan A's design. I think it's a really cool design, but it is such a weird thing for a starship to basically assist and save the entire Federation, and for them to say, good job, Titan A, we're changing your name. It's already got its own legacy. It doesn't need that. Now, if I were writing the series, this is how I would have changed things. The Enterprise E would have been the ship that Shelby steered out of space dock. That they were going to decommission during the battle with the space dock.
Mm-hmm.
Enterprise E would have been pretty much blasted into oblivion. I don't know, maybe burned up in the atmosphere, just left a hulk. And then at the end, as they're getting ready to, when at the very end, whenever Jack and Picard and Crusher are flying towards Jack's assignment, and Picard says, oh, which ship did they assign you to? Well, why do you think I'm nervous? And you see the Titan there. And they're like, oh, of course, the Titan. Well, not really. And they fly past the Titan, Star Trek 4 style, and behind it, there's the Odyssey class Enterprise F. And that's the ship that 7 of 9 and Raffi and Jack end up on. And you know what I would have done? I would have also had Elnor there. Just as a cameo going, I'm alive, everyone. Because I like Elnor. I was really disappointed that I liked him in that first season. The second season, it was like, he's dead. Now he's back. Now he's dead again. Now he's back. And now you're never going to see him again. I liked the character. I'm not sure exactly what the behind the scenes things. Maybe there was some reason why they thought, let's not have him back. But I like the character, and I just think he would be fun to have back. And that's how I would have rewritten everything. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that it ruined the ending, because it didn't. It was just that little squeaky voice in the back of my head. Shut up, Teddy. That squeaky voice.
Voice?
Yeah, there's that squeaky voice in the back of my head going, Just saying, hey, this could have been handled a little bit better, because I do think rechristening the Titan into the Enterprise was rather disrespectful. And I want an entire TV show devoted to the janitors at Daystrom Station.
Oh.
That's it. Just 2 janitors wandering around Daystrom Station. Every now and again, one of the cabinets comes open and like Kirk's zombified corpse is walking around. Like, oh my gosh, we have to get him back in the closet. I don't want to go in the closet. It's dark in there.
Oh my goodness. Wes, what could have made it that much better?
I personally, I didn't mind. I would say I will disagree with Jason on one aspect that I know I'm going to get some flack for it from the fans. I didn't mind the rechristening of the Titans to the Enterprise. I didn't mind that at all, because benefit of being a podcaster, I know background information. The original name of the Enterprise D was going to be the Enterprise 7. So that was originally what they were planning to do. It was the 7th starship to bear the name Enterprise at one point. So they named it with a 7 instead of a D. So it made sense. I was thinking like that. But then I personally would have made it not the D, but the E, who was saving the day. Because I think the E definitely deserved a send-off more than the D, because all we saw them doing at the end of Nemesis was in space dock. That was it, you know. And the blink and you may miss it in Prodigy, but but I think the E is the one who should, in my opinion, should have saved the day. So
I prefer the weapons armament on the E.
Yeah, and I think it would have been really cool to have the E have a send-off like that. I think it would have been cool.
Would the E fit? Or was it smaller? I don't remember. I know you're my spaceship guy, Jason.
Thinner, but it was longer.
Giggity. So it wouldn't. You're on a roll tonight. My God. It wouldn't have been able to like do that swoop thing that the D did. The D just fit in a lot better. That's all I got to say.
Well, the D was fatter though.
Yeah. Oh,
it was shorter, but it was fatter. It was girthier.
Yeah.
Oh, can I add one more thing?
Yeah, of course.
I want to when Data was piloting the Enterprise through the cube.
Yeah, the best scene in history.
Yeah, I think was it Stephen Barton, who did the music for season 3, should have done a Star Trek version of the trench music from Star Wars. Should have done a Star Trek version of it, especially for that particular scene, because that scene especially screams Return of the Jedi. So.
That would have been cool.
That would have been cool. Something like that.
I love that. Why am I sensing enjoyment? And then Data's sitting there at the helm.
Yeah.
He's been giggling.
Yeah. So the only thing I would have changed, and especially because they were uncertain about how, and this is the thing that would have made it better, I wouldn't have done the Q thing with Jack. I would have either left that alone, or I would have done it with John Delancey's son, because it would have been an interesting thing to see, like another next generation, like a different Q pop up. Been kind of cool. I get the G enterprising renaming. I mean, they do have precedents where they have done that before. You have mentioned that they renamed one of the Yorktown or something like that.
Yeah, the Yorktown, because they had to hose it out because their solar cell didn't work.
Oh,
like, the ship's. I can just imagine that first day, Kirk walking on that ship. It's a wonderful ship, but why does it smell this way? No, why does it smell like what? I don't know. Like, did someone leave some meat in the galley? What's that smell? And what are these stains on the carpet? Oh, we need to rip the carpet out.
Why are they like this? Yeah, I mean, I like the design of the ship. It's very cool, but I really like how sleek the F was, and it just seemed like such a huge difference between E, F, and G. It was kind of bugged me a little bit. So I understand why you would come to that conclusion. But that wouldn't have been it. I would have definitely been the whole thing with Q and John Delancey's son instead of John Delancey popping back up and doing his antics. Those were the subtle changes that I thought would have made it a little bit better. Our next Agony booth, we are going back to redeeming features. Just so you know, we have a new theme for it, brought to you by our good buddy, the Ensign, and we are so excited to have that new theme. It sounds pretty cool. I'll send it to you so you can take a listen. All right. Let us then go and do what we must do. We must spin the wheel. The wheel. I love that like music. I added some Galron in there just to have a little bit of fun. But Synthetic Ensign is who I'm thanking for the theme and for the new redeeming features tune. Okay, so as you know, Holly Mac 79 is our esteemed patron. She is our top tier, and she got to put her name in our show on the Wheel of Agony. Yes, Holly Mac 79. She chose the episode Hollow Pursuits, and you can follow Holly Mac on Blue Sky and various other social medias, including Threads and the former X or whatever it's called now, Twitter still. What episode would you feel is the most agonist to you, Wes? We've got The Sanctuary, we've got Hollow Pursuits, we've got Lost in Translation, we've got Home, A Man Alone, The Last Outpost, The Inner Light you would probably like because everybody seems to like that but me. We have a sort of attention span problem. Ex Post Facto, The Lonely Among Us, and Fury from Star Trek Voyager. Which one of those would be in The Sanctuary? But which one of those would be the most agonist for you?
Oh, I think the two season 1 TNG episodes on that wheel, actually. The last outpost and Lonely Among Us.
Was the Last Outpost right before the conspiracy, Jason?
No.
Yeah, it was the first Ferengi episode.
Oh, it was the first Ferengi episode. Yeah, when they had the
whips. It was very early on in season 1.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let me spin the wheel and let's see where we end up. And a 1, 2, 3. It was around and round we go. Where it stops, don't be Inner Light. All right. And 3, 2, 1, go. A Man Alone. All right. Jason Roy Gaston, if you please.
Ibudan, a criminal Odo has dealt with before, returns to DS9 only to be murdered shortly after, leaving Odo to be the prime suspect. Jake and Nog's troublemaking prompt Keiko to do something helpful for the station's children. She kills them.
Oh my goodness. She just kills them. That's what she does. I remember going like, oh man, they had to go back to school. Keiko. All right. Well, we have come to our next moment, our beloved temporal displaced leader.
We were just talking about you. Everybody hates you. Congratulations.
Yes, the aftermath, where we talk to our friends in the chat and talk about the next episode that we may or may not be watching. Let us go back. Let's go back. My Fig Universe says the mutton chops alone tell us that he is Trelane. Oh,
thank you. Mutton chops, the costume, the attitude,
it's a misdirect.
That's Trelane.
I really want it. I want it to be a misdirect.
If it's not Trelane, it just means they're lying to us.
It's like, what is it, John Harrison?
Yeah.
Holly Mack agrees with My Fig Universe. They think it's going to be Trelane.
An amazing Trell Abbey.
Yes. Hi there, friends, from our friend Letitia. Hello. Great to see you here, VHS. He's hanging out somewhere. Yes, an amazing Trelane. See, she correct herself.
Yes.
Right.
Always good to correct your mistakes.
All right, don't mess with the Testy brothers. They're nuts. Oh, oh boy. Oh man. Trek's best goodbye. Yes, that's what this season was. Thank you, Leticia. JRG is hilarious.
Oh, thank you.
More love from the mom.
It comes from years of psychological trauma.
My Freak Universe says Nemesis was atrocious. I don't agree.
Yes, it was. It was terrible.
It wasn't great.
Yeah, it was. Shut up.
It's still better than Insurrection. And then some people it was better than Genesis. Generations. So there's that. My Freak Universe says, I agree. It was a perfect ending. We don't always need to see someone's actual end to be an end. Oh, is it like killing them? I see what you mean.
Yeah, we didn't need to kill anybody. I'm glad they didn't.
Yeah, I thought somebody was going to get toasted, but
I totally thought that Picard was going to sacrifice himself for Jack, and I'm glad they didn't. I'm glad that they're just like, yeah, you know what? There could be more adventures in their future. Maybe Riker and Troy get into some Romulan shenanigans whenever they go to Disney World in Orlando.
Yes.
Wow. And then
I think it's great that Disney World probably still exists in the Star Trek universe in the 24th century.
I agree. I also like that the Changeling survived this whole thing too.
Yes, and that Odo's still around. I love that.
Odo's still around?
Yeah, because remember whenever Worf first shows up and he's like, I got a message from a friend, an honorable man, who told me that the Changelings had come back to the Alpha Quadrant. Odo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I actually got a little bit choked up when I heard that because I was thinking about Renee.
Yeah.
The only thing that they never did on this season that I wish they would have done was mention Luoxana.
Oh yeah.
Maybe just saying,
I wonder how Luoxana's doing.
Yeah, something like that, or Will, we can't go back to Nepenthe. My mother's still there.
Yeah.
What about when the Enterprise shut down? Riker said, "I missed that voice."
That was great.
That was great. Yeah.
That was a little nod.
Yeah. I would have. I still wish that they were doing short treks because I have a great idea for a short treks episode, and that is that we never saw anybody at the Fleet Museum. It was like abandoned the entire time. There were no crowds. There were no nothing. So I like to think that there were a couple of workers who every now and again got their jollies by sneaking onto one of the starships and doing the freaky deaky.
Oh.
And so one night they're like, hey, LaForge has a Galaxy class down in Bay 12. You wanna go christen the captain's quarters? And they're like, oh my God, yes. So they go down there and they're getting busy, and it's like, is the ship moving? What's going on? And it just follows these two people like trying to make their way around the Enterprise while the big battle's going on.
Avoiding the crew?
Avoiding LaForge, because if LaForge catches them, you better not be doing the freaky deaky in my ships again. We just had them cleaned.
Oh my God. That would be pretty funny. That would be pretty funny.
Amazingly enough, I'm available. Just hire me.
Yeah.
I will write the show for free.
Yeah.
Well, not for free. I'll do it for money.
I'll do it for money, but not a whole lot of money. Just what you pay the other writers.
Money, yes.
Yeah. What you pay the other writers. Holly Mack, totally agree. Picard season 3 is my favorite out of all the Picard seasons. Yes.
It's not even close.
Not even
the only good season.
Picard season 3 could have almost subtly been season 8 of TNG. So true. To tell the truth, Shauna says, I was excited to see all the TNG crew back that I stopped watching other Trek series at that time just to watch Picard. Wow.
Interesting.
Very interesting. I don't know what game over. All right. I still find that all the multiverse Harry Kims and Lower Decks to be hilarious. Yeah.
I would have thought within the space of 2 years, we would have Jolene Blaylock and Michelle Forbes, 2 actresses who said they'd never be on Star Trek again, on Star Trek again.
Yeah.
I loved that so much.
Yeah. Jeanez, yes, the Harry Kims.
Incidentally, Michelle Forbes, no body, no death.
Oh.
I'm just saying, no body, no death.
Well, didn't they like crush her or something like that?
No body, no death. I didn't see no broken body floating through space, so she's still alive.
Maybe she's on the app. Somebody help me! I think
She got transported. She's sitting on. She gets transported onto the D. Those two people covering him. Who are you? Who are you? What's going on? You need a third? I've had a long day.
And I will.
All right, hop in.
Jeez,
Why do you have glitter on those?
Oh, wow. Holly Mac 79 says, Jonas, yes, all the area cams were great in Lower Decks, and so I also love the appearance of Bashir and Garrick as well. Me too. Those were great moments in the final season of Lower Decks. That's right. Jason's too tall to be short like me. Oh, there you go. I really loved, from our friend John, I really loved how, even though they brought back Data, they made him so he is and can age, which falls directly into his desire to be more human. Yeah.
Full circle for Data. He gets what he wants.
Exactly.
And I love the fact that the last scene we see Data in, he's in therapy.
Yeah. That's when Riker calls him batshit crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
I always thought it was kind of jarring hearing Picard like drop the F-bomb, but for some reason, every time Riker cursed, it felt so natural.
Yeah, it did. It really did.
Yeah.
It really
Made you laugh too.
I really do feel like the tribute to the character. My Figure Universe says the moment in the episode when the D is flying through the Borg cube. Did you have a favorite version of the musical fan edits?
Yep, the one that I made.
I'm gonna make one now for the Captain's Quadrant. I
did the Beastie Boys. I couldn't help it.
Oh, that's okay.
The Sabotage. I like the one with the hero song. I've seen that one floating around.
Oh yeah, that one's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. Crazy off his meds. Wow. And then Riker did call him bad shit, so don't jump on me.
Which tells me that Counselor Troy is violating her doctor-patient confidentiality.
That's right. I forgot about that.
We learned in this season that Counselor Troy is horrible at her job.
I think Worf should be the new ship's counselor.
Not only is Troy breaking her confidentiality, but there's also that one scene where she tells Jack, "It's okay. I'll be here with you the whole time." And as soon as she sees the board, she says, "Oh, nope." And she goes. Worf would be an amazing ship's counselor.
Yeah, I think
he really, at least this version of Worf would be. And I'm not even being facetious. He really would be. And I think, I understand that you are upset, but you must conquer this fear. You must conquer your demons. Slay them. Slay all of them. You are a warrior. You are strong. Say you are strong. I'm strong. Say it like you mean it. I'm strong. Say it. I am strong. How do you feel? I feel pretty good.
You're writing another season. Look at that. Wanda says, with how many crazy things Riker did, that's a lot coming from him. That's true. That's very true. If you look
at a couple on the Enterprise would have been Thomas Riker and some floozy from the museum.
There you go. If you look at the first issue of Star Trek: The Next Generation comics, that does confirm that the Enterprise 7. Oh, look at that.
Really?
Yeah. Huh. Way to go, Wes. One for Wes. I can see how, this is my Figure Universe again, I can see how John DeLance's son would have been a great addition, but he's no longer an actor. Oh, what happened?
No, recast him.
What happened to what his son? Why did he give up acting?
Sometimes acting just isn't for people.
Wow.
Yeah, Keegan just decided it wasn't for him and he went and did something else.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ultimately, my Figure Universe says, the ship being renamed the Enterprise is because the Enterprise has always been the flagship of the Federation, and the Titan did save the Federation and earned its place. So I guess they kind of retired that.
I get it, but the Titan to me was already a legacy ship. And I just felt it was weird. That's all. Not a deal breaker. I will admit, whenever they revealed 1701G on it, I was like, oh, look at what they did. And it didn't really occur to me until later how kind of messed up it was. But, you know, I also want to throw in something that I did observe while watching this episode, and something I noticed the first time I watched this episode, and I've just never mentioned it since. But there's a beauty shot of the Enterprise D whenever it comes out of warp and then flies by the camera on the way to Jupiter. That CGI model
so good.
of the D is so outstandingly detailed. And I'm sure you've noticed this, that whenever it goes by the camera, you can see inside every single window.
Especially that young couple that now.
Hell! Get us out of here! But it's so detailed that as it flies by, you can see into the observation lounge, and LaForge has restored the little gold ships.
Yeah.
I love that because I hated that the little gold ships went away.
Oh.
Made me
I'm just
so upset.
I'm going to go back up, everybody. I just want to follow up because I did pose the question and my figure universe once again comes through. His son went on to do philanthropy.
Good
That's
for him.
John DeLance. So good
There's
for
nothing
him.
wrong with doing recreational drugs if that's what you're into.
As far as the episodes on the wheel, Fury sucked bad. I don't remember that.
Didn't ask me this question, but that would have been my pick because Fury actively pissed me off.
Really?
It made me viscerally angry. And I say that as hyperbole a lot, but Fury made me furious because I think it was character assassination, and it was unnecessary character assassination against Kess.
Oh, Voyager. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I recommend playing Star Trek Resurgence. You'll have a whole new appreciation for The Last Outpost. Ooh.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. We have a late run in, and from our good friend, the Crusher Convo podcast, runs in late. Season 3 of Picard gave Beverly Crusher her due. Yes. What I love about season 3 of Picard, she was badass mom. She was bear mom in the beginning. She was blowing up the changelings. She was shooting. Nice shooting text. She was
not only that, Gates McFadden did some of her best acting in that season as well. She had some great scenes. She was always the one crew member to me that was always kind of pushed to the side, especially in the movies. And so to see her have such a vital role and to see her be such a dramatic heavy, I thought, awesome. It's overdue.
Yeah, I loved it. She deserves it. Great person. Jason, your short Trek thought should just be a book and you need to write it.
I'll do a short story.
There you go.
It'll be called Freaky Deaky.
Well, it's gonna be a lot of glitter.
Freaky D key. Because that's how they get on board, because he's got the pass key.
Oh boy.
So that's the D key. Freaky D key.
Yes. All right, no worries, Crusher. You're fashionably late. She says thank you. Let's see. She was tired. Okay. You did nothing. I just thought you said fashionably, but it came from John Ez. Okay. My comment about the meds thing, wow, because I wouldn't believe you would say something like, oh, it's offensive. Like, yeah, I didn't mean it like to be offensive. I'm just saying it was like kind of what I couldn't remember exactly what Riker said, but it was batshit. So I was trying to get there. Okay, Crusher combo. Jason, I was floored that they renamed the Titan to Enterprise G.
Thank you.
To me, it was like the legacy of the Titan meant nothing. The ship saved the Federation was the Titan, not the Enterprise. Just my thoughts. Well, I got to disagree because the Enterprise went in the Borg cube and blew up the Borg cube, which is the catalyst for all the things of bad that were happening. So the D saved the day.
Wait, I've improved my ending.
Uh-oh.
Instead of the Enterprise F, it's the Enterprise D with the third nacelle in the refit.
Oh, remember that? Yeah, from the thing.
Yeah. Talk about some full circle stuff. And instead of being on the Titan bridge, it would have been 7 and everybody on the Enterprise D bridge.
Oh, that would
have been
why didn't they do that?
Wow.
And then they would have had the legacy right there.
Yeah.
Tied it into the finale of Next Generation.
Yeah. Battle-hearted mother. Patrick and Gates got a TV line for performance of the week for 17 seconds.
Yeah.
Great episode.
Possible title for you.
Freaky Deaky.
Well said, my figure universe.
Well, that's for whenever Ro and Tom and Tom Riker show up.
Yes. Enterprise D Dreadnought Edition.
Yeah.
The D came in the end. Titan had been fighting and hiding for weeks. The D, it really did all the hard work before the D arrived. Yeah, but the D saved the day. That's the thing, because the Titan couldn't get into that Borg cube and settled it. So the D
had to get in there really deep, and
it had to get in
deep in the end,
and then just destroy the insides of it, just all over the place.
Yeah.
And then the ship, the D saved the day. Why are we such children today?
I'm not surprised I didn't hear "yeehaw" at the end, like in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my god, I walked right into that one. Oops. Yeah, but no, for real. He did save the day. I mean, you can't
Oh
deny
my
that.
God,
And then,
why?
it's only half a D because the other half was something. All right. Anyway, yeah, so
It's not the fraction of it. It's just how it was used.
yeah. All right.
Let me catch up.
All right, a little bit of Star Trek news. We have mentioned it just a little bit earlier. We're talking about the Strange New Worlds season trailer drop. Guys, what did you think? I know that Jason and I had a very deep conversation. You can go check that out where our good buddy VHS Jace came back to say hello, and we've got a lot to unpack. But there was a couple of things that I missed that I didn't get to talk about. And one of the big things from that missing was the episode where they're kind of looking like they're in the 70s. Do you think that they're going back to that planet that had the that was like World War II that Kirk and Spock went to years before or years later? You remember there was the planet in the original series where they land on it and like the Nazis had won and then everybody was still the Nazis like had kind of taken over.
Oh, Strange New Worlds is before that though. So
yeah,
why
that's
would
what
they
I'm
go
saying.
from being like retro 70s to World
Because
War II? Are they going
maybe that
backwards? That's
planet
weird.
is going backwards in our.
No,
just like
just
shooting.
no.
Well, let's hear
not
from
happening.
Wes. Any thoughts about the next Strange New Worlds?
I liked the trailer. I did. It was kind of like it was something that was unexpected too. I didn't expect it to come sooner. I was expecting it to come tomorrow for First Contact Day.
No, they never do anything for First Contact Day for whatever reason.
No, not anymore. But you never know.
Mm.
But I was expecting it then. But I'm excited about this season of Strange New World. I mean, it's been 2 years since we saw them, but you all know why the strikes. But but I'm excited for this season. I'm actually on that series that Darby's character is Trelane as well.
Oh.
So, but it doesn't make. But I was kind of like maybe it's someone else too, because I'm under the impression that Kirk and his crew met Terrain before Pike. So, I mean, it doesn't make sense. But if it is, great. If not, it's fine. But that one you just mentioned about the 70s look, that's interesting too. And also the murder mystery too.
Yeah, that's the same, yeah.
Yeah, because Jonathan Frakes said that he directed that episode. He thought it was one of the most best episodes he ever directed in his career.
Wow. That's saying a lot. He directed did he do First Contact? He did First Contact.
He directed Those Old Scientists, which
and he did Those Old Scientists, which is great. Such a great episode. Did we review that one? I don't think we ever did.
I honestly don't remember.
Well, that's going on the wheel as in replacement for the one we just pulled off. Looking forward to season 3 of Strange New Worlds.
I think I'm one of the only people who's looking forward to Starfleet Academy, just because the Doctor's going to be on it.
Yeah, I mean, there's no trailer for that yet, so that's probably why there's not too much talk.
Can you imagine a scene with the Doctor and Tig Notaro at the same time?
Oh, that would be amazing.
Snarkiness would destroy whole suns.
The 70s episode is in the holodeck. So, but the holodeck didn't exist until TNG, so it's going to be. Oh yeah, you did mention in our thing. Go back and watch that.
Yep.
That
the recreation deck, the rec deck, did exist, and it was a proto holodeck. So there was precedent for it. So everybody's like, "It can't happen. That can't happen. That can't happen." It did happen. Sorry, it's canon. It happened.
All right. As a new Trek fan, please explain that trailer. Well, we're going to get a little peek into the Gorn War. We're going to get a very, very tough look at some fun that they're having in probably the recreation room, as Jason mentioned. And they're kind of nodding to Black Mirror and yet nodding to themselves in the old 60s Star Trek. I mean, the levers were a bit of exaggeration because they never really had levers, but I know they did have a couple of things that they had to push and pull. So there's going to be a lot of tit for tat for throwbacks. So that's going to be a lot of
A lot
fun.
of what for tat?
You know, I had to get something in there. Tit for tat.
Oh, okay.
Well, this is interesting. My Free Universe says, if you got the trailer, it was weird. Just wait until you see the comics that are coming out later this year. Trust me.
Okay, then.
I'll say this: Spock Spork.
That's right. Spock
Yeah.
getting a little freaky deaky party of his own there.
Exactly. Yeah,
You're not the little spoon in that relationship. You're the little spork.
Yeah, I'll take these old scientists for the ecstasy booth for 1,000 Trebek. The holiday existed in the animated, the holodeck, I'm sure he means, existed in the animated, could be an experimental test run. Yes. I guess you saw our episode on the trailer reaction where Good Buddy B just came back, so that'll be a lot of fun. That would be something with Tig and the Darkner. The snark would be incredible. Yeah,
it would be. It'd be amazing. I can't wait.
Yeah, I hear you, dude. Autocorrect's my least favorite friend. Dang, technology sometimes is not the best. Well, all right. Well, that's going to wrap up our show, but I want to do us a solid and make sure that we give our friend, our buddy, good old Wes, and not tell him to shut up, but tell him to talk about his amazing podcast, which I've been a guest on, called Twin Cities Trekkies. Go ahead, Wes.
Yeah, so we're a podcast. We've been doing it for over 4 years now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, been around since 2021. So we've been doing it a long time. And currently, as of today, I have the countdown to 100 is on in terms of episodes made, full episodes. I just dropped an episode today about Phase 2. I reviewed a few of those old stories that never got made. And I'm doing 30 years of Voyager this year. So I know some people in the chat, I think Holly is going to be a part of it. So yeah, she's going to be a part of it. So she's going to be a part of it. And I hope that you will be a part of it too, Joe and Jason, eventually. I hope you guys will, if you want to. I encourage everybody to go find the Google form on our Instagram bio. It's Twin Cities Trekkies Pod on Instagram. We're on every social media platform, and it's been a lot of fun. And yeah, I could tease next week. Crusher Combo is going to be on the show talking about 7 of 9. So
nice. Crusher stepping out of the Crusher realm and crushing it with 7. This is blasphemous. Yeah. All right, so there we go. I did it. From Crusher. I love the Voyager 30 discussion. That's amazing. Oh, you can check it out from Wes. John, excuse me. Autocorrect can be a horrible endeavor when it comes to disabling it in different programs. Congratulations on the upcoming 100 episodes. That was a fun feat. We actually had a cameo from John DeLance himself on our 100th episode. So that was cool.
Was really cool.
That was probably the best.
Everybody thinks that I was exaggerating whenever I made that face. I wasn't. I was just like, ow!
Yeah, I kept that under wraps, and I yeah.
I had no idea. It was great.
Yeah. Oh, well, look at this. Also, I just snagged a spot on your Patreon, Joe. If you have joined the Captain's Quadrant Patreon, sir, I thank you live and in person, but we'll still do whatever we have to do or whatever, depending on what level you bought. We'll honor all those things. Anything. Well, Jason, we'll send the D, right? You'll send no. Wait, that's wrong. All right, let me wrap this up before we get canceled. He's the highest tier. Oh, snap. Oh, well, goodness. Sir, we have to send you a video saying
now we do have to send it to him.
All right, it's getting warm in here. I'm getting flustered. I'm gonna go. All right, guys, I appreciate you joining us and hanging out with us in the Agony booth. And I really appreciate the time that you spent and the excitement that you had joining us here in the Captain's Quadrant. Jason Roy-Gaston, I always appreciate your friendship and your amazing deep depth of the D. All right, I'm gonna go, guys.
Grow up. Grow up.
My name's Joe Tubb. Please like, share, and subscribe, and be like John S. and join us on Patreon. Until next time, be well. You've made it through the Agony Booth, a Captain's Quadrant show. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. If you share this video with 5 people will also be in agony. Join us every Friday at 9 p.m. EST for more live shows, including Wormholes, Section 31 and a half, because we have questions, and at the movies.